class. You gotta learn to watch your thoughts.
What's up, LME? This is Grandma Faye. I'm back again today with another video. I'm sitting here in class on the computer letting you know we can do all things that Christ to strengthen us. If you're determined, you can do it. Get your mind right, you can do it. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. And if you've been here for a while, just go along with Grandma to class today and watch her do her work. And that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to talk to y'all in between. But I have a headphone on so y'all can't hear. But that's just so I will be just in my privacy of my own home being quiet, okay? So stay tuned. Grandma Faye be right back. Okay, guys. Grandma Faye is back. And I'm sitting in class. Let me show y'all what we're working on. Is it focused? Let me get it to focus. Hold on. Okay, can y'all see that? That's what we're working on. So, I want y'all to watch Grandma Faye. That's what you need to be doing right on your spare time. Children, adults, if you're trying to get your education back, get it together. We can do this. Okay? Just watch Grandma Faye. And I'm going to also eat while I'm in class. Okay? I got some eggs, a couple pieces of chicken. So what I do, I take a picture. So all I don't know, I'll get it later. Took a picture. Pause operation. 34. This is basically all we do. We just answer the questions and type in what we know. Yes. Times 5 is 50, plus 7 is 57. Yes. I'm not talking as much to y'all guys because I'm trying to answer questions and write them down and get it. Yes. 65. Oh. I'm sorry, 53. Let me see. 65. Yeah. I was looking at the wrong problem. I'm sorry. 50. It's 29. 24. 7 times 4. Oh yeah. 28. The answer's 33. Yes. Y'all want me to put y'all on pause while I finish this? Or y'all want to keep listening? It's up to you.
Talking to you. That's so sweet. She won't come.
It's 57. Yes. It's 57. Yes. Ready to move on.
That they throw in these, and that's about as
Now
ugly
y'all
as
can
they
hear.
get. They'll have exponents, parentheses, negatives, positives, groups of parentheses, variables, and then we have to match things up. It's really all about
That way y'all
apples
can
with
hear.
apples and oranges with oranges. X and Y can't mix with X by itself, with X squared. Can't be mixed with Y or Y squared or any other variable. There's certain combinations that work, but they're not very hard to remember either, and they'll be like this at some point. The stuff we're going to do now. So we have a parentheses, and it looks like in this problem, I'm going to write it because it's the first one we've got that's, got 3 full steps in it. So we have 10 plus 5. We're going to go and write it.
Parentheses first.
Translate the parentheses. 10 plus 5 times whatever's in parentheses. And the parentheses is 9 minus 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. Right?
Yes.
Now, just like with the other problems. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just answering yes.
Yeah, okay, yes. Good. And this is going to equal, get that. Alright. 10 plus 5 times 5. Right, now following PEMDAS.
5
There's
times 5.
no parentheses anymore. Yeah, so 5 times 5.
It's 30.
Equals 25.
25.
Spend more time trying to write here. 25, and now I have to go back and do whatever's left here, which is to add 10.
It's 35.
Yeah, so the solution to this, not so bad. It's just 35.
Let me let him teach his class.
Great. If you want to take a moment and work on the next problem and see what you come up with. I think I might try. I think on this one. See if that works. There we go. See what you think of the next one. Now they've got 3 steps inside of parentheses. And again, it doesn't really matter too much. It's usually just linear, whichever one you come to first. This time it's 8 plus 3 minus 6. It might be 8 minus 3 plus 6. Doesn't matter too much. You can just kind of go left or right. Those are pretty flexible in PEMDAS. It's usually best to go left or right. Just take your time and see what you think of that one once you solve the parentheses.
It's 1.
Does everyone agree? It's 1? Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. 4. Alright, so 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. Right? Let's put a 5. What happens here? This thing goes away. Okay. 5. And 5 divided by, I think I have to use this to get it to work, equals 1. Everyone good with that?
Yes.
So they just go in and say, here's another one where the parentheses is in the middle. So we solve the parentheses and translate the problem like it should be translated, right? So we've got 10 times. What solves in the parentheses here? Let's see. Looks like 6 plus 3, which is 9. Would you agree?
Yes.
Right, 9. Then we're going to take that and
Divided by 2.
yeah, divide it by 2. Now the order of operations says we do multiplication.
Multiply. 10 times 9 is 90.
Yep.
Divide that by 2. And your answer is 45.
That's correct. It's 45. Don't know why it won't let me do it here. Let's see if it will. Let's try equals.
Am I talking too much?
No, that's great. I'd love to hear an extra voice. No, please do speak up. I'm trying to get rid of that one. It may not be worth it. Oh, I think you can. I think you have to go over here and erase it. So This just so it's not any extra confusion. There we go. All right. Now we have 8 plus 7 times whatever's in parentheses. Parentheses is the boss here.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 minus 3 leaves us
1.
So our problem is 8 plus 7 times 1. Right? 8. And
So you multiply first.
mhm.
7 times 1. Then you write 8 plus 7 times 1 in your answer. No, 8 plus 7 is 15. Is your answer.
Right. Right. And you can see here, it doesn't work every single time, which makes it a little bit unreliable. But you can see here that just the order it's in, you could do these either way. Commutative property applies most of the time to these. Once in a while there's a glitch, like if you're doing integers, you know, negative numbers and things like that, kind of get a little weird. But here you could say 7 times 1 is 7 and add 8 to that, and that's 15. Or you could say 8 plus 7 is 15 times 1, well, it's still 15. So some of these will kind of switch around for you. But it's usually safer just to do it the way they prescribe. Okay. Now we have, looks like 8 times 5 minus 4 plus 7. There are no parentheses to make this a little cleaner, a little easier.
But with order of operation, you multiply first.
Yes, that's
8
right.
times 5. After that, it'll be, that way your answer is going to be 40. You bring the 40 down, then minus 4 plus 7. Then you do your addition. 4 plus 7 is 11. Then you're going to subtract 11 from 40. Your answer is 39.
Just about. But remember the part where we do the subtraction and addition in a linear form? You just kind of go left to right with subtraction and addition.
Uh-huh.
You can do that. You can do that here for sure. So what you would do is
Subtract 40.
try to get this. Let's try to get this pen to write for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to type it in just a second. So we have 8 times 5, which is 40, right? Then from 40, since it's left to right with addition and subtraction, we just do it as we see it with addition and subtraction.
40 minus 4.
40 minus 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get my minus symbol. Minus 4. That equals 36, right?
Yes.
I'm here. Go on to say that 36 plus 7 equals 44. So that's the way that one reads out. So if you can remember, and let's see, how did we do it? Well, I think we did it on the previous page, the other problems. But here we just do it in a linear fashion.
What'd you say the answer was?
What's that?
You said the answer was 40 what?
Yeah, the answer's 44. Can you see the screen?
I'm not seeing you writing anything.
Oh, it's not showing up on there?
No.
The typing I've done on this page, you haven't seen, nobody seen any of it?
Just at first you could, but now you can't.
You can't. Well, that's strange.
The last one we see is the 8 plus 7 times 1 is 15.
Really? Okay. So this one didn't show up at all. It's sitting here on my screen. That's kind of strange. Okay, well, let me go to the pencil tool.
Yeah, you might just have to kind of reset it. Oh, look, there, something popped up.
Something popped up. Maybe there's just a lag or something.
Your answer not right
So
either.
what you wind up with is 40 minus 4 because they're in a row together. 8 times 5 is 40, and it's left to right with addition and subtraction. 40 minus 4. I don't know how much popped up, so I'm just going to write that. 40 minus 4.
It's 36.
Yeah, 36. Good.
Plus 7.
Equals 36. And I'll put a little, whoops, a little comma here the best I can.
It's 43.
That's my comma. Looks like a J.
Is it 43 you're on? Because I'm getting 43. You're saying 44.
56. Oops, I'm sorry. I made a mistake there.
Okay.
Get rid of that guy. Pencil. There we go. So you wind up with 36. Can everybody see the writing?
Yes.
Plus 7. Was 43. Okay?
Yes.
So the point here is that the subtraction and addition are just left to right, like which one you run into first. One from left to right. But they're right PEMDAS with addition and subtraction. Well, other things have to follow that. You have to do the parentheses and the exponents, and then the division and multiplication. You should do those in that order. Sometimes they work left to right and right to left, but it's not safe. But addition and subtraction are. Addition and subtraction, you can just do them how you see them. You know, if it's -4, you can do that, and then add 7, or if it's +7, -4, they're pretty interchangeable, pretty reliable. Okay, I'm going to try to type again over here. Just let me know if you don't see anything. I'll tell you when I start typing once we've gone through and solved it. Okay, we have parentheses 9 minus 6 plus 5, and parentheses divided by 2. So that one you do the same way. Subtraction can be done first and addition second. It's no problem. They're interchangeable. Unless you're dealing with negatives. That changes things a little bit.
So 3 plus 5 is 8. 8.
Mm-hmm.
8 divided by 2.
Yes. Very good. Good number.
4.
Right. That's correct. Yeah, the answer to this is, I'll put it up here and see if it'll do it. So it's 4. Right. 9 minus 6 is 3 plus 5. So this turns into 8. That's cool. This whole one here turns into 8. And I can get rid of this whole parentheses. And then just divide it. Oops. By 2. This is 4. Alright, so in the next one, we don't have any parentheses to make things a little easier. Why don't you see what you make of that one? 10 times 7 plus 3 minus 4.
So 70 plus 3 would be 73.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 4.
Mm-hmm.
69.
Good. Anybody else?
That's correct.
Sorry, I'm having a problem with that. It's
Alright guys,
right,
I'm
I
still
should
here.
go on and write the answer to
I'm
this
still
one.
here. I'm still working.
60.
I'm done eating though. So I'm gonna move that out of the way for you guys.
Alright, what about the next one?
Now I have more room. minus 4.
So we have to do the division first?
Yes.
Yes.
You would divide 4 by 2?
Mhm.
That would be 2.
Right.
Okay. Do you just do the -3 or?
No.
You just go back and do
Go left
whatever
and right.
the steps are in there. So you basically solve this by itself, and you can, if you'd like, you can put the symbol next to it and just say 2. That's easier. And then go through and solve the addition here, which is 9, right? And then just translate the problem like that. Then these are, translated.
Okay. So then you would just subtract 2 from 9?
Yep.
Okay, that would be 7.
There you go. Very good. I see the answer in the chat box. Thank you for responding. We did, yeah. All right. So now we have this one at the bottom. They're starting to challenge us just a little bit before we move to the next page, which might have us thinking a little bit more critically. We solve the parentheses. So it looks like a lot of these you wind up writing them either backwards or starting in the middle.
Yeah.
When you go through and translate. Just because translating really helps you make sense of it, doing it step by step. So 10 plus 2 in this parentheses is
13.
12. I like to draw the symbol outside the parentheses or the symbol right before whatever process I'm doing a lot of times, just to help make sense of it. It looks like that's division outside of it. And 10 plus 2 is 12.
Equals 2.
So I can do that, and then these problems are not gigantic yet, but it really helps when you can solve something or eliminate one part of something and scratch a line through that as you go through and translate. Now I know that I've got divided by 12 and whatever this over here is.
6
So
times
why don't
4
you go through and
is
finish
20.
that one out and see what you think about it.
6 times 2. 6 times 4 is 24. Divided by 12 is 2. 2.
Anybody else? Good. I see answer in the box here. Yes, that's right. 2. Yeah. So the parentheses has to be solved. That brings us 12. Whatever is on the other side over here, it looks like it's 24. I'm going to translate that. Oops. This pen likes to get tricky. There we go. 24 divided by 12. Yep. Answers. So, what do you think of these? Not so bad? Terrible?
I like these.
You like these? All right. It's kind of like a puzzle to me. They're like steps, like baking or something. Do any of you bake?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, usually you don't just throw all the ingredients into a giant bowl if you're making a cake or something and mix it all up. A lot of times you need to mix the dry ingredients and you need to mix the butter and the sugar and the eggs together in one bowl and then slowly combine things and all the other tricks you do to, you can still make the cake, but it's a little bit better if you do this step and do that step and these other things. It's kind of like that. It's like a little process that has to be done a certain way to get the right answers. Okay, well, I'm gonna, I'll just wait for the annotations next time. This last page of these guys is it's usually just one more step to think about. That's the way I think of it. And it gives us a little practice with parentheses and exponents and what we do with them. Here it looks like they're all inside parentheses, the exponents, except for this one. This one's outside. But here we just go through and solve. We've got PEMDAS, and I'm going to write PEMDAS one more time over here, just so we can follow.
Okay. Parentheses first. And you add first, so you say 8 plus is 12 minus 10.
Stay on with that. Add That's not the most beautiful artwork in the world, but it works. PEMDAS, right? Parentheses, exponents. Multiply, divide, add, subtract. And again, add and subtract are usually linear. So we have a parentheses. We better go through and solve that parentheses. Looks like 8 plus 4 minus 10. Well, 8 plus 4 is 12. And 12 minus 10 is 2. Right?
Yes.
Now, whatever the solution to the exponent is, I'm going to multiply it times
6.
the solution to this parentheses. So I know I've got a times symbol here. It usually helps me anyway, just to get that out of the way. Now all I have to do is solve the exponent. So this one, really all I have is a parentheses and an exponent. And the multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction just fall into line as final processes. So it looks like that's cubed. I know it's really small, but this one winds up being cubed, so it's 2 times 2 times 2. Right? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So this is what I wind up with once these are translated, and then I can just scratch those guys out. And this is what they're looking for. All of that writing was just to ask this question. 8 times 2. Most of us will agree that's 16. All right. Everybody okay with that one?
Yes.
That's not so bad. Okay. So just a reminder here. I don't think we've seen them yet, but this has the exponent inside the parentheses.
Ooh.
If the exponent is inside the parentheses, then it only affects the coefficient, which is the number that's next to the exponent. It only affects that one. If the exponent is over here on the corner outside of the parentheses, that means it wants to multiply whatever the answer of that parentheses is times itself that many times. So if there's a little 2 outside the parentheses, then I solve the parentheses and multiply it by 2, right? But in this case, it's inside. We have 3 times 2 squared. So we go through and we solve 3 times, what is 2 squared? 2 times 2. That's 3 times 4. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So if anybody misses a step here, let me know. This is 3 times 2 times 2. Let's see how that abbreviates things, because the translation of this would be this. It would be this situation here. So it makes things, well, easier to work with when these problems get long. It's just fewer numbers to look at, less busy, less going on, and it becomes more symbolic using these exponents and different symbols that we learn as we go. So 3 times 2 is 3 times 2 times 2 is 3 times 4, right? 3 times 4. Oops. Yeah, it just doesn't want to give the pen back. Okay. So under a big long equal sign is 12. Unless I did my math wrong. So this is just 12. Now whatever that is, I've got to divide it by whatever the solution of this parentheses is, which is 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. Oops. I'll just get rid of this parentheses now. Now there's nothing left to do except divide 12 by 2.
6.
The answer should be 6 to this one. Very good. So, just 1 second. Okay. Before I move on. Okay. All right. We Would anybody like to try the next problem and see what you come up with? And again, no pressure. It's not a test. If you give it a shot and something derails and goes wrong, we'll walk through it and look at it, talk about it. It's very easy. To get off a step, I mean, it's not very easy to solve all the time, but to get off one little step can derail you.
Is the answer 20?
Well, I'm going to wait just a second before I answer,
Oh.
in case anybody else is still working. But thank you. That's good. Good to volunteer. So to answer you, 20 is part of the problem, but there's more to do. You have to do something with the 20.
$12.
Let's see. You were right with 20. Look over it one more time. And wherever you got 20, see if there's one more thing you need to do with that 20 to solve the problem, the entire problem.
Oh. Yes, multiply.
It's really easy. It's just one little click, one little step. Can make all the difference in it.
80. Shh.
Do we have any other volunteers? Anybody want to enter something in the chat box or unmute at least long enough to say what you think the answer might be? Just want to make sure everybody's still awake. I know this is some riveting stuff. No other volunteers? In ESL, I used to say we take volunteers before victims. Before we had to start choosing people. Let's see. Last one I've got. Okay. We'll go through and look at this one. We have 3 plus 5 squared minus 8. That's not so scary. It translates to 3 plus... Not just write it, you know. If it gets confusing or big, just write it. Now I have 3 plus. I know that much. I'm going to add 3 to whatever this is. Well, 5 squared translates to 5 times 5. Right? So that's 25. Okay. Now I've got 25 out of the way. I'm done with these. Now I just subtract 8 from this. I'll have it worked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I can solve this, and I know that I'll be done with that parentheses. 3 plus 25 is 28. Do you agree?
Yes.
28 minus 8 is equals 20, it looks like. All right.
6 minus.
Good deal. That parentheses is gone. But I have still one more step outside the parentheses. Whatever my answer is in the parentheses, I got to multiply that by 4. And so then, oops, look at that. There we go. 20 times 4. Is 80, I do believe.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we've eliminated the parentheses and the final step of multiplication. I'm sorry, guys, this pen will not let me do what I'm trying to do. And that's how we do that one. All right, just to make sure we're all in the fast lane here, if you would try to solve this next one. Let's see what you think about it.
12.
All right. Got an answer in the chat box. Thank you. Anybody else working it out?
Help me on that one. I don't have the answer she have. Help me.
Don't have the same answer?
No.
It's best to go through it nice and slow. So you're in a parentheses, and there's an exponent to solve. So I would just write the problem 6 minus the answer to that exponent
2 times 2.
plus 5, and then work that out just one step at a time. It's the safest way to get the right answer. So what I would do is say, oops, 6 minus, and 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. And then add 5. So 6 minus 4 is 2, and 2 plus 5 equals 7. Oops.
Okay. It's okay.
Oops. Still have a step. Gotta multiply it times 8. 7
Times 8 is 56.
times
She right.
8
Okay.
equals 56.
I keep missing this step.
Right? Everybody okay with that one? Good. I see another answer. Thank
Yeah.
you. Another answer in the
That's right.
Yeah, 56. Anybody ever see that movie? Oh, it's a really good movie. What is that movie called? Hidden Figures, I think. Those ladies that were working for NASA in the 60s doing the math. Those think tanks. Hidden Figures, I'm sure that's the name of it.
So that's right.
Anyway, those ladies were doing a lot of math problems. Did anybody see that movie?
27.
It's worth checking out. That's one of the places you find math like this. They were looking for arcs and angles and trajectories and how long to. Yeah, it's a great movie, isn't it? It was changing times back then. It's amazing people ever lived that way, but yeah, they were calculating trajectories and arcs and things like that to know how much thrust, how many pounds of fuel, and how much thrust to give the. Because once you get into space, you got nothing. You have to leave the atmosphere with all the force and direction you're going to use, because any thrust never goes away until you hit something. So they couldn't, once they broke the Earth's atmosphere, they needed to be moving the direction they were going to move at basically the speed they were going to be moving before they could stop and land correctly on the moon. So they had to do all kinds of strange calculations, and that's where these numbers start to come into play. Of course, by the time they do that, they're crazy big numbers with X, Y's, and Z's and things, but they have to solve those because they can't have any unknown quantities, like unknown variables. So they wind up with a problem like this: plus and minus and squared and plus and minus and divided by and plus, to find a final answer for all those combinations of things going into that single objective, which was getting them to land on the moon at the right speed, facing the right direction, on the right time of day, on the right side of the moon, so it wasn't 200 and something degrees versus negative 80 degrees or whatever they got there with kind of problems like these. So when you're all astronauts, you can go back and review this math. All right, if you want to work on the next one, 2 times the parentheses will offer the solution of 3 cubed. Now this one is 3 cubed, so it's 3 times 3 times 3 minus 5 plus 8. Let's see what you come up with on this one. Okay, that could be just a minute before I answer that one. Well, no, 24 is not quite right. Maybe try it again doing just exactly the steps you have to do. You have to solve 3 times 3 times 3, then subtract 5, then add 8, and then whatever that answer is, multiply that times 2. I'm glad you answered. It's good to see answers in the box. Well, remember that our final solution, whatever our final solution is of this parentheses, has to be multiplied times 2. So 2 is the last step. Whatever's in here, whatever this solves out to be, multiply it times 2. That should give me my answer. And remember that it's 3 times 3 times 3. That's a cube up there. This little exponent is not a 2, it's a 3. So I have to multiply 3 times itself 3 times. All right. Yes, 60 is correct. Very good. Has anyone else done it again and come up with 60?
You got to do that. I missed this step. Let me start over.
Okay. Since we don't have any volunteers here, I'm going to rewrite this problem as it solves. 2. Oh, well, I'm so glad you made it to class, Christine. Have a great day.
We're going to get it in a minute.
All right, so we have 2 times, make an X, 3 times 3 times 3. I think that equals 27, right? Let me just solve that one. 27. Well, that guy's 27 minus 5 is how much?
22 plus 1 is 23.
Equals 22, unless my math is off. Double check that. 27 minus 5 is 22. And to that 22, I'm going to add 8. Can't write any closer here. So I've done my 27 minus 5. I've gotten 22. And 22 plus 8 equals... Somebody have a comment? We'll just bulldoze this PEMDAS over here. Oh, I hope you can read that. So what I have essentially is 2 times 27 minus 5 plus 8. 27 minus 5 equals 22. Then I add 8, and now I'm at 30. Now I take this 30, because it's my solution so far, and try to circle it. Come up with 30 out of all that mess. And I'd write this more neatly, but I just don't have quite enough room. So now I go back and multiply my solution by 2, and my solution for this whole parentheses is 30. 30 is what the parentheses comes up to. So this whole mess here just means 2 times 30. But again, if you had lots of different data and information you had to write down and then come back to and make sense of later, it just helps you keep information logged, right? But if you took a ton of measurements or something like that, measuring a fence line, and you have to move in 5 feet and then move over 8 feet because a tree's in the way or a sidewalk or something like that, it would help you calculate something like how many boards you need, right? You didn't know that tree was there, and now you need, 8 extra 2x4s to finish up your privacy fence, and you didn't even expect that because you just took a tape measure and measured straight down through the tree. And the extra boards you're going to have to make that arc shape or make that square cut in to go around that big tree, things like that. So you have to take those bits and pieces of information and you have to keep those, and then you have to go through and calculate, and that's how we get things. It's for accuracy. I mean, all these things are for accuracy. This problem 2 times 3 cubed minus 5 plus 8. It would be how you would measure something accurately, and then you go through later after you've got all that information and you translate it, and you come up with 60 in this problem, for example. So you need 60 of something, or it's 60 total feet, or 60 miles, or 60 days, And that's why they bothered to do these. It looks like it's kind of a bunch of nonsense you're never going to use ever in your life, but it does have a real life application. All right. So what are we at? 11:31. We've got some time here. All right. Why don't we try this one? Okay. Again, we're at 3 cubed, so it's 3 times 3 times 3, and we're going to multiply that times whatever's in this parentheses. So with PEMDAS, we do have to solve the parentheses first. P is the boss here. Solve that parentheses. Okay. Wait just a minute before I answer, Rhonda, so I can make sure everybody. But thank you for putting that in the chat box. That's great. So once you solve the parentheses, yeah, I see another answer there. Very good.
Alright guys, that's the end of my class. Thank y'all for watching me in class. May God bless you and may keep you. And may everything go great for you today. Okay? Thank you guys very much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my channel. Bye-bye. And God bless. Enjoy. If you ever go to class for anything, Grandma wants y'all to know, it's anything that you want in this world, you can have it if you just put your mind to it and do it. Okay? Have a good day. Bye-bye.
So, Rhonda,
Here are some lessons you